Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience today. We are about to begin our Black History program for 2026. Let's give our cast, before they even come out, let's just give them a round of applause. I want y'all to do a lot of that. This is a crowd participation event. Because whether you realize it or not, you are part of a studio audience. We are bringing you the Oprah Winfrey Show as she interviews icons from the last 100 years as we commemorate Black History Month. All right, so everybody, we should hear some Oprah theme music, and we have I want to make sure that you guys see that we have our stage hands. We have Zaire, and we also have KJ, and they are here to help you participate. All right, so guys, can you hold up your yellow cue cards just so we can get the audience to participate? All right, okay, and then I need to see the orange one. And what are you guys going to do? All right. And then I need to see the blue one, and what are you guys going to do? All right. So you guys are a part of the Oprah Winfrey Show. Let's give Oprah a round of applause as she comes in.
She looks like
Good afternoon and welcome. Today we honor 100 years of Black brilliance, resilience, and joy as we go on a journey to hear the different icons throughout our Black history over the centuries. Let us first commemorate our pioneers such as Harriet Tubman, Crispus Attucks, Mary McLeod Bethune, Cab Calloway, Langston Hughes, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So let's sit back, relax, and envision each icon and its contribution to that decade. Let's keep in mind that freedom wasn't a gift, it was a demand. With that being said, I would like to introduce my first guest. This guest is a first icon from the 1920s. Let us welcome the father of Black history, Carter G. Woodson! Please have a seat.
Thank you for having me, Ms. Winfrey.
Yes. So please, tell us about yourself.
Well, that could take some time, but I'll try to do the best that I can. I thank you first and foremost for inviting me here to speak to your audience. I was born December 19, 1875 in New Canton, Virginia. My mother and father were slaves, but they told me that their most happiest time in their life was when they were free. We were a poor family, but we were a proud family. So after being free, My mother and father packed up, and we all moved to West Virginia. Okay. After we got to West Virginia, I wasn't old enough. I had to help the family because we were poor. And so what I did was I started out working in the coal mines in West Virginia. I wasn't able to go to school, but my mother, who was taught how to read by her mistress, she taught me how to read. I couldn't go to school until I was 20 years old. That was when I first went to school, when I was 20 years old. I went to Douglas High School in Huntington, West Virginia, excuse me. It was a school for all Negro children. Now, after 2 years at Douglas, I graduated and I went to teach at a school in Winona, West Virginia, Winona. Now, after I left Winona, West Virginia, I came back to the high school that I started in, which was Douglas High School. But I came back as the principal. While I was principal at Douglas, I wanted to do something to continue my education. So what I did was I enrolled into Berea College in Kentucky.
All right.
And what I did is, people are familiar with Berea College. I attended Berea, I earned my degree in literature at Berea.
Earned it.
After Berea, I left and went to the Philippines. I was superintendent of a school in the Philippines for a while. I came back for the Philippines, and I attended the University of Chicago, where I earned my AB and my AM degrees. After leaving the University of Chicago, I went to Harvard University. I wanted to further my education and learn as much as I could. So I went to Harvard. I graduated from Harvard with my PhD in arts and science. Now, one of the things about attending Harvard was special to me was I was the second black person to graduate from Harvard with a PhD. Now, the first person was W.E.B. Du Bois. Now, after that, after I got my degree, I held various teaching jobs in and around the DC area. One of them being was the Manual Training School. I also taught at Howard University, where they made me, or I was selected to be the director for their arts and science division at Howard University. During that process, during that time frame while I was still getting my education, something inside of me, a fire was burning inside of me to still seek information. I wanted to seek, especially our people. I joined several organizations in the interim. While I was in college, I joined the first black professional fraternity, which was Sigma Pi Phi. I also joined the American Historical Association. I was a member of the NAACP here in Washington, D.C. And I also started a Associated Publishers organization here in the D.C. area as well. Now, what prompted this, what made this all viable to me was I had a profound thirst to know the contributions of black people, Negro people. We weren't black then. Anyways, of Negro people. I wanted to know the contributions that we had made to this country, because what I have found out in my intense studies was that the history books that were being taught in schools at that time, they either misrepresented or totally omitted the contributions of Negro people to this country. So that inspired me even more so to look up, study, not only that, but to write literature, write public books and magazines with the information in it that I accumulated while I was doing my studies. Now, we talk about me having to do with Black History Month, and that was not my motivation or to do what I did, but nonetheless, it was a byproduct of the work that I had put in, and I'm thankful for that. What inspired me to do what I did, as so far as publishing and the deep studying that I had done and still do, was that I saw that misrepresentation and the omission of our contributions to this country from a people that were chained, brought over here to this country, stacked up in the hulls of ships. They were disenfranchised, stripped of their names and their identities, separated from their families, and they did all of that, but the end result of that was they built generational wealth for an oppressive slave master. That was part of my key motivation for doing what I did. So we would have going forward in the future the knowledge and the information that the contributions that Negroes have made to this country. Now, in the process of doing that, of course, I ran across stumbling blocks, and part of that was the American Historical Association. Mind you, I was a dues-paying member of the American Historical Association, but they did not invite me to their conferences. Wow. Also, I started, like I said, I started the Publishers Association of Publishers here in the DC area because more people were getting on to the idea and the concept that they wanted to attain this information and help me to pass it out. There was the good and there was the bad. Now, I also was, like I've said, was a member of the local chapter of the NAACP. Now, the chairman of the NAACP at that time, him and I did not see eye to eye. I considered to be more conservative. His ideas was more conservative to mine. Mind you now, this was a person of color, same as I was. But nonetheless, we were still dealing with what we were dealing with from slavery, as so far as the mentality was concerned. So what I did was, I wrote him a letter. Excuse me, Oprah, I'm gonna read just a couple of sentences of what I said to him in the letter. Pardon me, everybody, because I could not remember everything that I said. But in that letter, I said to him, I am not afraid of being sued by white businessmen. In fact, I should welcome such a lawsuit. It would do the cause much good. Let us banish fear. we have been in this mental state for 3 centuries. I am a radical. I am ready to act if I can find brave men to help me. So, now, we talk about, of course, the reason why I received the attention that I did, I imagine, was because of my studying and coming up with all these facts, achievements that we have done as a people for this country. I figured that there needs to be some sort of recognition, not only in writing, but some sort of recognition and celebration of all the hard work that our people put into this country. So I instituted, I went to some friends and went to some people that had some leverage in the situation and asked them and told them, let them know that I wanted to at least have a Negro History Week. And that was the start. That was the start of the recognition that we received. Now, we started to get that, we started to have celebrate that that Negro History Week once a year. However, in 1926, I pioneered the celebration of Negro History Week, designated for the second week in February, to coincide with the marking of, this is why I did it, because it was to coincide with the marking of birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. But the purpose, initial purpose was, it is not so much a Negro History Week as it is a History Week. History Week. And it should not be separated from black, white. We should be part of the American History Week. We should not just emphasize Negro history, but the Negro in history. What we need is not a history of selected races or nations, but the history of the world of national bias, race, hatred, and religious prejudice. The idea of a Negro History Week was a popular one. And to honor Negro History Week, of course, we had the parades and everything that came out as a result of getting this Black History Week approved. And of course, in 1976, the U.S. President designated February as Black History Month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. Woodson. You have taught us that our history is not just our past, but it is power! Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure. Yes. So exciting. So much pressure. Yes. Okay. Yes, ma'am. So please, Miss Wells, tell me about your upbringing and what was life like as Little Ida?
Well, I was born a slave in 1862 in Holly Springs, Mississippi.
And I am also from Mississippi.
But by the time I was 3, I was free because of the Emancipation Proclamation. I am the oldest of 8 children. I was brought up in a loving family, but unfortunately, when I was 16 years old, both of my parents died of yellow fever. So if you can imagine what it's like to be 16 years old, the oldest son, I had to raise my brothers and sisters. What would I do? I've always loved to read. And so I thought the best job would be to be a teacher. But at 16, I was too young. So, well, I put on my older dress and did my hair up to look older so I could take the teaching test. So at 16 years old, I became a teacher. I got a job and I could support my brothers and sisters. I was so glad to do. Unfortunately, the school I taught at was so far from my home. It was a lot of traveling, and what happened was exactly what I didn't want. All of my brothers and sisters were broken up and I couldn't keep them together. But I was always there for them. Always there for them.
Yes, I'm so sorry for your loss at such a young age. I guess that the teaching experience is perhaps what led you to Ale in all of the writing that you've done.
Yeah.
I've heard that you were called the Princess of the Press.
Yes,
The
yes,
Princess of the Press.
I am.
You should-
Yeah. I'm a writer. I love to read. I love to write. I've written for numerous newspapers, but I've also been the editor of numerous newspapers, and I've also been I also co-own one. I had an opportunity to co-own the Free Press newspaper, Free Speech newspaper, and I did it. I was a co-owner of a newspaper.
Great. It seems like people really love to write about you as well.
That's true.
As well. We heard about this letter about Frederick Douglass.
Mm-hmm.
You wrote to you, and the poem written about you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to tell us about what it had said and what else was written about you?
Yes, yes. Well, Frederick Douglass is a dear friend. I mean, sometimes we kind of disagree, but I love him. I have so much respect for him. He's such a great abolitionist. But he actually wrote me a thank you letter, thanking me for my paper on anti-lynching. He said it was powerful. He said that I just was so moral in everything that I presented. It was just so wonderful, everything that he said. I really appreciate it. He even said that I spoke on it better than he did. I couldn't believe it. I mean, yes, and then the poem was this wonderful poem called Queen of Our Race, and it was just about the work. I didn't ask for it, someone just wrote it, and they were inspired, and it was about all the work that I've just done to ensure racial equality. Yes. Now, those were the good things that were written about me. The FBI, however, not so much. The FBI wrote 2 reports on me. One was they did not like all the work that I was doing for anti-lynching. So they did a report to try to discourage me. I mean, they quite frankly even came to my home and went to friends and tried to discourage me from spreading the word about how lynching is wrong. Yes. And then I was going to go to the Paris Peace Conference and I was going to talk about lynching there, but I needed a passport. So their second report was specifically to keep me from getting a passport. They said this woman is too intelligent, she's too articulate, she has too much influence, and so they said you can't possibly give her a passport. And unfortunately it worked out. I didn't get a passport. I never was able to go there and speak about it.
When you were as young as 22, you filed a very long-breaking lawsuit about the groundbreaking results.
Yes.
Can you tell us about your experience with the Chesapeake, Ohio, and Southwestern Railroad?
Yes, a very powerful and major railroad. Well, I was raised to be a lady, okay? I dress like a lady, I act like a lady, I ride in the ladies' coach. All right, but because of that horrible Jim Crow law, they told me that I couldn't be in the ladies' coach and I had to go in the back with all the other blacks. That's just wrong. It was just wrong. So I sued them. I sued them and I won. Oh, I won a lot. I won a lot. Yes. Unfortunately, the state Supreme Court overturned it. Not only did I not get all that money, but then I had to pay a whole bunch of lawyers' fees to them, yes. But, I'm still a winner.
That's right.
Now, I'm looking at this button that you're wearing. This right here. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful button.
Yeah,
Is this the one about the soldiers?
it is.
Tell me about it.
Again, the anti-lynching and the anti-violence against black people, but black men especially. There was so much violence and hatred and ultimately death against these black soldiers in Houston. They were serving their country, and their country went against some of them and actually legally lynched them, I would call it. And I said, this is wrong. So I went to my friend and I had this button made, and I would hand out all these buttons. And to be honest, that's what the first FBI report was about. They didn't like that I gave the buttons out. They went to my button maker, a black man, and they tried to get him to stop with the buttons. A button. You see how powerful a button could be? But guess what happened when I had to talk about it when I gave him that button? They didn't like me talking about that.
Don't like when we talk.
Yes. But he told me to get a lawyer about handing out these buttons, and I told him my husband was a lawyer, so I already talked to him, and I knew it was legal.
You've had a lot of involvement with the government and politics at such a young age. Now, I understand that you've met two presidents?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
please tell us about it.
President McKinley and President Wilson, and I said the same thing to both of them. I don't like the way you're treating your black federal workers.
All right.
McKinley, there was a black postmaster who was murdered, and he did not investigate him properly. And I also wanted to talk to him about making an anti-lynching national law as well. And President Wilson, he went around and he was going and campaigning about how he wanted equality for the races, but when he became president, all of the federal buildings were segregated.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yes. But look, I talked to both of them. They welcomed me. They listened. They acted like they were going to do something. They didn't do anything. But I was there. I was there with the two presidents.
And it's also brought to my attention that you ran for the Illinois State Senate.
That's right.
Can you tell us why you ran?
And you saw everything. I mean, I've been at this all my life, fighting against lynching, against inequality, against racism. And I'm sorry, men, but the men who were running just weren't doing the job right. They weren't tough enough. They weren't as tough as me. So I said, I'm going to run and I'm going to be tough.
That's right.
I didn't win, but I ran.
You've also been very involved in the women's suffrage movement.
Yes.
I understand there's a little twist in the order and location that you were in for the 1913 suffrage march in Washington, D.C. Can you tell us about that?
Well, women's right to vote is so important. And what's so wonderful about the suffrage movement is that it was a way for black women and white women to work together. And we marched together, black women and but they told all the black women to go to the back of the parade. So I used my best lady's voice and I said, sure, okay, I'll go to the back of the parade. But when the day of the parade came, I wandered up into the front. And I made sure to smile for the cameras and so I could wind up in the Chicago Tribune newspaper the next day. Yes, yes.
Because what? Because why? Because you're a lady?
I'm a lady.
Okay, then.
I was raised to be a lady. I'm a lady, but I'm a tough lady.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sister Heidi.
You say.
Our next icon, she comes from the 1940s. her leadership of the 688 Battalion during World War II made sure that our mail was delivered. Tell us a little bit about your early years.
Well, I was born on December 5th, 1918. I was educated and grew up in Columbia, South Carolina.
Can you tell us about your time in the military?
Sure. Well, in 1942, I became the first African-American woman to be commissioned as an officer in the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps. Which later became the Women's Army Corps. I held the rank of second officer and was assigned to the 688.
All right.
Which was the Central Coastal Directory Battalion. As the commanding officer of the 688, I was the first and only black and to serve the only all-black female battalion. And we served overseas during World War II, which consisted of 855 women. Their motto was, no mail, no morale. The battalion was responsible for sorting and delivering mail to millions of American services members in Europe. Under the leadership of the 688, we completed its mission with efficiency and professionalism. After the war, I continued my career in the military, serving in various leadership positions before retiring as Lieutenant Colonel in 1966.
Thank you so much for your contribution to Black history. You didn't just serve. You set the standard. She set the standard. All right. And our next icon, he comes from the 1950s. He worked behind the scenes and organized the 1963 March on Washington. So let's give him a round of applause. This is Mr. Bynard Rustin. Yes, it's so nice to meet you. Yeah, so come on over. Make yourself comfortable.
Sure, we.
Yes. All right, so you just go on ahead and just tell us about yourself.
You just about told my whole story. Yes, my name is Bayard Rustin. When you look at my name, it looks like it's Bayard, but it's actually Bayard Rustin. Can you hear me? Yes, I was a civil rights activist back in the 1950s and 60s. I helped counsel Martin Luther King on the non-violence movement. I also was the national chair of the Social Democrats. I I was the president of A. Philip Randolph Institute. And I was a member of Omega Psi Phi. Now, as Oprah mentioned, I was a principal organizer of the March on Washington. Well, it was called the March on Washington, but, excuse me. I was ahead of my time. They called it a March on Washington, but it was actually the March for Jobs and Freedom. Yeah. I was a principal organizer, but the other leaders decided that I shouldn't be the face of this movement because I was in a gay interracial relationship. So they didn't see me being out in front as a good idea. So they decided to leave me in the background. But I didn't let that stop me from being a major activist in this country. And that's about it. Thank y'all so much for this time to share. God bless you. Good evening.
Yes, your work reminds us that some of the greatest leaders led without the spotlight. You have your phone from 1963? Don't forget that. I didn't even know about that. It's okay. You're such a big personality. The cause may have gotten lost. I have a big one myself. All right. Our next guest. This icon, this legend, he comes from the 1960s.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
And they called you the greatest, not just because you could fight, but because what you stood for, something bigger than that ring.
Well, as you know, I'm the Muhammad Ali.
The Muhammad Ali.
I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and nobody looks better or can fight better than me. I was born Cassius Clay Jr. I started fighting when someone stole my bike. I won an Olympic gold medal, and they tried to send me to the Vietnam War. But I wasn't going to no war. I was jailed and stripped of my powers. But I came back fighting, winning 3 heavyweight titles. Because everyone knows, I'm the greatest.
Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Muhammad Ali. He did not wait for permission. He showed his position and he made history. Let's clap it up for him. Yes. This icon, he comes from the 1970s, groovy. He was the first Black network news anchor. So let's give it up for the Mr. Max Robinson!
Okay.
Solid. So, please, Mr. Robinson. Mr. Robinson.
Yeah.
Please tell us about yourself, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, my story is a story of triumph, but it's also a story of tragedy as well. Well, let me just start from the beginning. Now, let's see. May the 1st of 1939, I was born. My mother and my father, both of them were school teachers, high school teachers. In fact, my father was a coach also in high school. Now, I was one of 4 children, and I had an older brother. Now, you guys may know him. His name was Randall Robinson. He was a Black activist and was a great lawyer. So what I wanted to do, I found out for myself that I wanted to, well, first I had to go to high school. Went to Armstrong High School, and that was in Richmond. But believe me, it was totally different back then. It was highly segregated. Highly segregated, yeah, but that's okay. I struggled through that. And then after I went there, I went to a place called Oberlin College. Now, I didn't stay there very long. I stayed about a year and a half. And then I left that high school, but I was also their freshman in my freshman year. I was their class president, so I was kind of proud of myself then. I was thank you very much. I started to smell myself then. Yeah. Then I said I wanted to be a fly boy, you know. I wanted to go to the Air Force, so I did. I went to the Air Force, and those people sent me to the Russian language school in Indiana University. Russian is a hard language, so I didn't stay very long. In fact, about a year and a half, and I got out of there. But I found out with that Russian language, I found out that I wanted to be a spokesperson. I wanted to talk. I wanted people to know me for who I was and what I could do. All right? So I took this job on an AM radio station, WSSV, and that's in Petersburg, Virginia.
Petersburg in the house!
In fact, I even had a little handle when I came on the radio station. I called myself Max the Player. Yeah. It worked though. And then after that, I took another job at another radio station. That was in Portsmouth, Virginia, and that was WANT AM radio station.
All right.
In fact, I had a little handle that said, if this is WANT, if you want it, I got it. But still, I knew my voice was getting out there. But I wanted people to see me for who I was, to see for the things that I could do for myself. So I said, maybe let's try to go into a TV station. So I went to this TV station, and it's called WTOV, and that's in Portsmouth, Virginia. And I finally got out there. But there was a problem with that, you see. There was a problem. The thing was, they wanted me to read the news, the daily news, and that was fine. I could do all of that, no problem. But they had this great big logo sitting up in the middle of the floor. And they wanted me to read the news from behind that logo. They didn't want people to see me. No, that's right, they didn't want. So one particular night I had the crew to move that sign out the way so the people could see me. They saw me. They saw me for the very first time. That's right. And the very next day they fired me. It was a shame, but that's okay. That's okay. Then in 1965, I went to another TV station that was WRC in Washington, D.C.
In D.C.
Yes, that's right. I was starting to get up. I was starting to make a name for myself. I was starting to make a move. So I stayed there for 3 solid years. Yeah. And in fact, while I was there, I won 6 Emmys for journalism. In fact, what happened was, if you remember during that time, that's when they had the riots when Martin Luther King was killed. Yeah, and they had the riots. So they gave me 6 Emmys for that. They also gave me 6 Emmys, 3 other additional Emmys for this documentary that I'd written. It was about the life in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Not just in any place in Washington, D.C.
Right.
But in Southeast Washington, D.C. Anacostia. In fact, I call that the other Washington. The other Washington. Then in 1969, I got big time. Oh, I got big time. I went to the Eyewitness News team, WTOP. That's again in Washington D.C. I joined with what his name is Gordon Peterson.
Gordon Peterson.
Yeah. That's a big name. In fact, I was the first black anchor in a local TV station. The very first one. Yeah. I stayed there until March of 1984. And then they offered me more money in Chicago. Okay. So I went to this other TV station called WMAQ. That's in Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago in the house.
Chicago. I was even the very first black anchor there in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the very first one. And also while I was there, I organized and it was called the National Association for Black Journalism. Yeah. And then, but that's when things started to go south for me. Oh yeah, it did. You see, because I had been noted. A lot of people knew me. A lot of people saw me. A lot of people had heard the name Max Robinson. I was kind of big with the ladies. I was kind of big with the ladies. And that had its toll. Things really started to fall apart. It was very unfortunate, but that's what happened. You see, I had been married 3 times prior to that. And because of my extramarital affairs, my marriages failed as well. And like I said, I had 4 children. And all of them were doing well, but they didn't see their daddy very much. And also, because of these extramarital affairs, I caught AIDS. Yeah. I had HIV/AIDS. Yes. Well, it was what it was. In fact, in my job, I started to have all of these problems with my coworkers, and then finally, eventually, they just let me go. So, because I was, often absent from the job, so I shouldn't have been, but it was, because I was out getting high. And then one particular day, they sent me out to do a news anchor at this outside station. And my job was to do the interview and then turn around and come directly back to the office. Well, because I'm Max Robinson. I figured I could do what I wanted to, so I got high. And as a result of that, I didn't go back to the office. And they fired me too. Yeah, they fired me too. So I said, wow, I think I better try to clean up my life. So I entered a drug program. That was in 1960, no, that was in 1985. I got into a drug program, but really it was kind of too late. AIDS had taken its effect on my body. And then on December the 20th, 1988, I died.
But you been resurrected from Jesus? How are you here talking to me if you died?
I'm just a figment of your imagination.
You know what? I done heard it all, I done seen it all.
But I thank you guys so very much.
Thank you so much for your spirit or human. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Solid. What am I doing here? He's dead. Our next guest is from the 1980s. Let's welcome our next icon, who is so beautiful and has set the tone for women of color. This is Vanessa Williams! She's more beautiful in person than her photos. Right. So Miss Williams, please. Tell us about yourself.
Hi. So, in 1983, I made history as the first Black Miss America. America breaking racial barriers and competition that excluded Black women for over 60 years.
Would you say that your victory challenged long-standing beauty standards, favored whiteness over blackness?
I would say so. Yes. Yes, my victory helped to expand Black representation of Black women. At this time, we started seeing Black Barbie dolls, Black, just, kids were able to then play with Black doll babies. So that was amazing.
Yes. Unfortunately, in 1984, there was a scandal. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, unfortunately, 1 year later, I was forced to resign my title. But despite that public humiliation, I became a powerful example of Black resilience and refusing to let the controversy define my future. That's right.
How did you rebuild yourself and your career after the scandal?
So after the scandal, I successfully rebuilt my career by becoming a Grammy-nominated artist. I was able to write songs. My first song was Save the Best for Last in 1992. For over a year.
Yes.
I also started in television and Broadway. I also won a Tony. Coming out. Yes.
That is amazing. How you can overcome so much setbacks and still remain strong and still knock down and receive Tony Awards and just set the epitome for a woman of color. We thank you so much.
2015, the
Yes.
Miss America organization was able to recrown me. I was able to get my crown back. So, all over again.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Let's give it up for Vanessa Williams. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, ma'am. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. So, after learning about the many decades and these iconic milestones, why wouldn't you want to know about little old me?
Amen.
Right? Okay, so let me tell you a little about myself that I know. How about little Miss Oprah? First and foremost, my name is not Oprah. My name is Orpah. But because it was mispronounced and misspelled so many times, I changed my name so it would be easier to enunciate. The name Orpah comes from the Bible in the book of Ruth. Yes. All right, so a lot of people do not know about that. I was born in Mississippi. When I was 17 years old, I was the first African-American woman to win a beauty pageant. I was Little Miss Black Tennessee, by the way. When I was 19, I did so well. I was the first African-American female to be on a TV show, a radio personality in Nashville. Okay. The youngest and first African-American news anchor. I was also nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in The Color Purple, because all my life I had to fight. And what a lot of people don't know about me is my nickname when I was younger was the preacher. That came from riding to church with my grandmother, Hattie Mae, and I was able to recite Bible verses smoothly, habitually. I am also the first African-American billionaire! I think I did pretty well for myself. And in 1986, I met somebody, y'all. His name is Stedman. Unfortunately, he's not here right now. We were going to get married in 1992, but it didn't work out. But we're still together, though. That's still my man. I've also set up organizations in other countries for underage young children to protect them from sexual abuse, sexual assault, and anything. But we have to protect our girls. Yes. All right, that's enough about little old me. So, I would like to go into the 90s. We love the 90s. Please give it up for this beautiful spirit that is about to come and join me on this couch. Miss Toni Morrison! Yes, my dear.
What would you like to know today?
I would like to know a little bit about you and your accomplishments and everything that you have overcame.
All right, all
Yes,
right, all
ma'am.
right. Okay, so I am the incomparable Toni Morrison. My family and close friends also know me by my birth name, which is Chloe Anthony Wolford. I attended Howard University.
Thank you.
Well, you think that I'm sitting here just because I like to wear these colors, but no, Toni Morrison was also a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which was founded at Howard University. I also taught at Texas Southern University and Howard University. In addition to myself being an educator, I was a novelist and an editor. But you know me famously from my novels. I am the author of Beloved, Bluest Eye, Sulla, and Song of Solomon. I am the first African American woman to win a Nobel Prize for Literature in 1992. In addition to that, I won a Pulitzer Prize for Fiction for my novel Beloved. And lastly, I received a Presidential Medal of Freedom from the Barack Obama. Thank you so much for letting me share my story today.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, sis.
Let's give it up for Toni Morrison. All right. Hey, man. All right, so we're moving right along. Gonna head into the 2000s. Fantastic era. Had a fantastic president. Okay? So we're just going to take a few moments to talk about our president. Please give me a, I'm very hot. You know, when you're on stage and the lights, they can be hot. Yes.
All right.
This icon is in a class all by himself. Barack Obama became the first African American president of the United States in 2008, which broke major racial campaign centered on hope, change, and unity, encouraging Americans to believe in collective progress beyond race, class, or political differences. His academic achievements, including becoming the first Black president of the Harvard Law Review, highlighted the power of education as a tool for leadership and change. President Barack Obama signed the Affordable Care Act, expanding health care. Healthcare access to millions of Americans and shaping the nation's healthcare system for generations to come. Obama's presidency inspired youth, minorities, and future leaders to engage in civic life and believe that their voice matters. Barack Obama's presidency marked a historic breakthrough, reminding us that God can raise leaders from unlikely places to fulfill their purpose and destiny. And that is from the book of Psalm, chapter 75, verse 6 and 7. All right. We are now heading into the next decade of the 2020s. Let us welcome our next and last icon for the day, who is from the 2020s. His music, it speaks to struggle, identity, and survival. Let's give it up for Kendrick Lamar. Unfortunately, Kendrick Lamar could not be here because Kendrick Lamar is out on tour for his GNX album. But he did leave us a video. Let's take a look.
Sorry I couldn't be here today, but at the same time, I'm out to work promoting my new album, Genius 2. At this time, I would like to say thank you for y'all taking the time out to listen. And doing this Black History, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in 1987. In Compton, California. I was discovered by one of my mentors in Dr. Dre and Eminem. Upon being discovered by them, that led me to the love of hip hop. And doing the love or being in love with hip hop, some of my best performers like LL Cool J and Rakim and Nas, that's who I aspire to be. I have, over the years, accumulated 27 Grammy Awards. And I know for for most people, they don't receive that in a lifetime. So I am very honored. I won the Pulitzer Prize in 2018. I'm a multi-platinum artist. It's been very challenging over my lifetime as being a multi-platinum artist, because you have to stay focused, and by staying focused, you also have to stay grounded. So by doing that, it gave me a sense of honor, and not only a sense of honor, it gave me a sense of anger. Just remember, this world is not like us. And by it's not being like us, this world is going to hate you. But you also have a lot to be thankful and grateful for, because as long as you continue to trust in God, you will always be better. than the world. So, in saying, I would like to say thank you for this interview, and I wish I was here in person, but got to get back to work. And in closing, I would like to say, this love is not like us.
And as we close, let us be reminded that Black history is not just one story. It's a symphony of our voices. We have scholars, we have activists, soldiers, and artists, politicians, and poets. With that said, each generation stands on the shoulders of those who came before them. A century of Black history is not just where we've been, it's about where we're going. Thank you for joining us today. And may we continue to honor the past and engage the present and build a future worthy of the legacy that we have inherited. It is important to remember to carry this century of history into today. Guess what? You get it. You get it.